ladies and gentlemen, to that Range Life and show sometimes about golf. We are on episode 70.
70, man.
That's wild, like legit wild.
Pretty crazy, yeah.
And, you know, you and I have been, as people put it, fully inoculated, whatever. And this show came out, the idea did not come out of COVID, but ended up being very much a COVID show. But we've been fully inoculated. And yet here we are in 70 and still not doing live shows yet, but
soon. Soon. I mean, we always do a live show, but we're going to do a live show together.
Right. That's what we meant.
Yes.
I meant. Anyway, hey, that's Chris McEwen over there, guys.
Hey,
this is his YouTube page. Do us a favor, please. Down here, somewhere, hit subscribe. Okay. We're going to talk about why that's important. If you haven't been watching the last million episodes, we've been talking about this, but you already know why if you watched last week. So subscribe, hit the notification bell. So anytime we post some random video, I recorded another wonderful What's in the Box video this weekend. Turned out to be ultra complicated and all sorts of issues. For the most basic thing in the world, I'm like, you got to be kidding me. We'll see if it works. It's actually something I think the YouTube golf crowd will be interested in. So
cool.
We'll see. But look, if it sucks, it sucks. And Chris can throw it in the garbage. That's fine. Hey, I forgot about this. SecondCityGolf.com.
Mm-hmm.
You get that hat you're wearing.
Right here.
Again, you get mad. I'm pointing at it because I'm looking at the screen with you on it. But as you guys are watching, right there.
It's a nice champion hat.
And then this guy.
That's the bell of the ball right now, that shirt.
That Range Life sketch shirt.
That's right.
That's pretty good. I like
That's
it.
a good
I'm
one.
almost thinking I
gotta give you
I
one
want a similar design like this for the Drive Range Heroes logo, but I'm like, yeah, it's unoriginal. We can't do it on both of them. Sure we can.
Of course we can.
By the way, I got a new, as I was telling you, we had 90 degree weather here in the Chicagoland region today. I played 3 hours of street hockey with 10 years old and underage children today, and it was a sweat fest. But I'm like, you know what? I better keep ordering hoodies. I need more hoodies. I love hoodies. Such an idiot. Anyway, I put up. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's my current favorite Driving Range Heroes hoodie. So go check it out. SecondCityGolf.com. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Today's show.
Yeah.
Gear talk. What are we're going to talk. Oh, wait. I said we're going to talk about a little bit. The show has a very important thing. The 500 contest, the 500 subscriber contest.
Yes.
We talked about it last week. We started naming prizes and trying to figure out what we're going to do. We even had a post-show meeting, still figuring out what we're going to do. And maybe, or for sure.
For sure. This and this are part of it. Mm-hmm. Along with the some monies for SecondCityGolf.com to get maybe that shirt or this hat. Also part of the prize.
Or another wonderful hoodie for the summer.
That's right. Whatever you want.
Oh boy. Yeah, whatever you want.
We're not sending you a hat or shirt. We're giving you money to spend on the site on whatever you want. So Rangefinder from ShotScope. Thank you, ShotScope. Handmade wooden clock from none other than little brother Scotty McEwen. Throwing in there. What else?
I was gonna say, you got this? You know where you're going?
$50 for the store, for the online store. $50. Okay.
God, my eyes are still burning from summer allergies. Never mind, guys. Sorry. So hockey day was a long day. All right. What else? We found a Callaway driver, brand new, a Mavrik Sub-Zero. And we talked about this. We did say we had this other prize coming, this club champion fitting. But here's what we realized. And Chris, I'll let you elaborate. I think you have your head wrapped around it better. But this Mavrik Sub-Zero driver with a 60-gram extra stiff shaft in it is not going to fit a wide range of players. And really, if you think about it, the amount of people who may enter this and win that So I mean, it's really hard to find the right weight and flex for everybody.
Right.
So conveniently, we do have an agreement with Club Champion to get a VIP driver fitting.
That's right.
Now, I think we need to get ahead of this. It's a fitting for a driver. It is not a driver. We are not putting that on Club Champion. So if you win this Callaway driver, you could go to Club Champion and be like, look, I can't hit a 60X shaft. I need something, a more appropriate weight and flex for my game. Could we try out some options or whatever?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So keep that in mind. Or if you're just like, cool, I got this driver, I don't really care. I just want to get fit for the right driver for me. Can also do that.
Whatever.
What else? Let me look at our list.
So basically we're giving you a handmade wooden golf ball clock. We're giving you a ShotScope Rangefinder. We're giving you $50 at on SecondCityGolf.com. We're going to give you a brand new Mavrik driver.
Mavrik, like
driver.
Mavrik,
right? And
I think Mavrik is a place north of the Arctic Circle.
Sorry, did I say Mavrik? Oh, because Mavrik is my drone. Mavrik driver, and you can take that Mavrik driver to Club Champion and get a complimentary fitting for that driver.
That's pretty sweet, man.
That's pretty good for 500 subscribers. And we're roughly 23 subscribers away at the moment. So jump on it now. The show that we do post 500, we will have a winner. We're not going to just like wait. Like, no, we know like people have been watching us and we really appreciate that. They've been subscribed. We really appreciate that. And we want to reward those people. You know, we'll get a few Johnny come latelys, welcome to the show, welcome to the channel. But I think the idea here is to really say thank you to those that have been around as we've grown. I mean, we started at like 100 subscribers when we started the show. For real.
I guess. I think most of them left, and then they came back when I got on board.
I'm sure
That's what happened.
That's exactly what happened.
Sure.
So that's the contest.
We say that, but okay, Chris, what's the incentive for someone new to subscribe then? Right? Oh, this isn't for me. Like, I don't care. It's for the old timers on the show. But don't worry. And guess what? As I say, both those things, they might have been one. One, we're just getting started. We keep teasing this big bad 1,000 subscriber contest, which again, it's going to be huge.
The 1,000 is like, if you think this is a good deal, wait till the 1,000 subscriber one when we really do it up. I mean,
Chris gets all sorts of random ideas. He might do another one at 550, at 510, at 622.
It's true.
You don't know.
It's true.
So, and like we have a good time here, so it's worth the subscription and telling your friends to subscribe.
Right.
All right.
And the subscription, check me if I'm wrong. The subscription's free. Last time I checked, it's free to subscribe. You don't have to pay anything.
Is it?
It's free.
He had me fooled. What is this money I've been giving you now? Dad jokes over here. I got dad jokes. All right.
Okay.
So the 500 contest.
Yes.
Now let's get into this show here. We have a gear talk. Chris, tell us about gear talk today.
The gear talk is going to be led by me, which is a big change. I actually, I want to talk about the Srixon ZX4 irons.
May I ask you to pronounce that correctly, please?
The Srixon ZX4 irons.
Since when did we stop calling it Srixon?
I didn't realize we had adopted Srixon. The Srixon ZX4.
Here we're talking. We might not. Our show might not even make it to the 500 subscribers. We are just imploding on each other today.
That's gear talk. Srixon ZX4s.
Oh man, I love this show. All right, so I'm excited about that. So we'll do that, and then see where this show takes us.
Who knows?
How about that? All right, man. Let's do it. Let's do gear talk. Gear talk.
Gear talk.
Even better, given the lack of on point otherwise for myself today. You've been hitting them Srixon ZX4 irons, and
sure.
I'm going to shoot you straight. I remember the first time we saw them via pictures, and I said, guys, I don't know, man. Those things look, I can't get away from the super game improvement look, little beefy, blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't into it. And then you got some.
Mm-hmm.
I saw them in your bag. I'm like, oh, what are these? I know you got some ZX4s, but and I wasn't looking close. Like, those are the ZX4s.
That's right. That's exactly. Yeah, that's right. Good memory.
They looked very good.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about other than you mentioning them and seeing you hit them a few times, like that's about my only frame of reference with them, and they do look good. So with that, I'd love to hear about the ZX4s from you.
Yeah, so let's start with first let's do this. There's a card up here. If you subscribe to this channel and you hit bells and things like that, you know that I did an unboxing quite a while ago on the ZX4s. And so I've had them for a while. I've been playing them for a while. But let's start with the looks themselves. I would say it's a pretty traditional Srixon look. Would you agree? I mean, they have that sleek sort of look to them in general.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It fits right in line with the ZX5 and ZX7 in terms of like branding and lines. Yeah.
I would say the same thing. And to your point, like they are game improvement irons. So the top line, I don't have them in hand. I'll put some pictures. They're in my trunk of my car and a block away in a garage.
Say it's a good thing you told everybody that, but all right. Yeah.
if you can pick out the car, anyways. All right. So they're the top line's a little thicker. The bottoms, we'll get to the sole of the irons a little bit. And as you progress up, we'll call it up from your wedge to your 5-iron, the soles will get wider. And so that's, kind of a traditional game improvement sort of thing. Although, and I'll talk about a little bit of the comps between my gamers. I play the Cleveland UHXs right now. And the size of the actual face of the club is pretty comparable. So it's not like you're playing a giant faced iron. Like they're still pretty, I'm not going to call them small, but you're not going to look down and be like, oh my goodness, these are massive, ridiculous looking.
Shovels is a term we often use for these game improvement or super game improvements.
Yeah, I think Srixon did a really good job of sort of camouflaging the game improvement aspects of these irons.
See, I want to be careful there though, because I'm gonna add this here sort of on purpose, and I hate the way golf internet media, whatever, in the interest of the marketing and branding of their partners, are always like, you can barely tell their game improvement, right? They camouflage it perfectly. Let's be clear. It's cleanly done very nicely. Like, I agree with you. You don't look at it and go, oh my God, it is a 4-shaft offset with like a complete right angle here.
Right.
But like, you're also not going to look at it and think you're hitting a muscle back blade. Let's be perfectly clear about that, because we are men of integrity to the golf community looking for this.
And I would call it, for a player like me, like I don't have a lot of confidence. I used to hit a much thinner sort of top line sole iron. And to me, the look of the Srixon ZX4 is, again, for my game and for my eye, is more of a confidence sort of building sort of thing. So but at the same time, they're not obscenely massive. I mean,
And this is where, like, when I write reviews about clubs like this, insert brand here, like that's what I try to say. If they do a good job with it, like, I'm getting that confidence inducing look, as they put it. Right. And it's offset. It's a big head, blah, 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 blah. But like, it's done pretty seamlessly, cleanly.
Yeah.
And I think you said something when we started the shovel talk, and absurd looks. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You can blend that top line so it can still be thick, but not look like it. Right.
Yep.
You can make the offset, flow nicely. And, I think of like the opposite, where it's like super mechanical. It's just like straight, complete 90-degree right turn, and then back down the face of the club. And it's brutal.
Right.
And I think that's what Srixon did a really good job. I mean, again, in the limited a bit, God, I'm really on fire tonight. A limited amount of time I have seen them. The lines are just really clean and, just rounded and blended very smoothly.
Yeah.
And
that's a good way to put them. Yeah. Put it. Yeah.
And that's also like, I don't know. right here at Big Time Golf Guy, because like I don't play that kind of iron, but I'd have to imagine there's a certain sense of the players that do have to play it and do understand it are like, it's nice to not look down at my club and like be reminded I'm terrible or
I need this much help.
Right. Like I can look down at it and be like, I'm looking at a smooth, sexy iron, right?
Yeah, that's exactly how I would describe it. And to me, and I talked about this during the unboxing, I love the way Srixon irons just look in general. And so it made me happy that they made something that still held that sort of look to it, but would help my game and fit my game. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So talked about the looks. Let's talk about a little bit of the technology. These are not forged irons. They are hollow body. They have a forged face. And the hollow body, Bill, what does the hollow body do? It lets you manipulate the center of gravity, right? The weight of the club and where to put it. And what does that do for you? This is what you've taught me over these 70 episodes, is that it helps get the ball in the air easier with that lower center of gravity. And that's what that hollow body is all about, right? Again, game improvement.
Does it have the generic term, which is probably not great, the generic term I use for the golf industry with these hollow body game improvement, even a lot of the players' distance irons, is it a goop club? Do they have some sort of goop injected in it?
I believe so, because there is a port on the iron. So I'm assuming they're pumping that thing, pumping the irons full of something. But let's talk about the forged face now. So the forged face is done through artificial intelligence, and they've sort of manipulated the backside of the face to account for the most common misses for players like me, which is toe heel kind of stuff across the face.
Right.
And so as they sort of forge that, the forgiveness is behind that face through sort of this research and all this shot tracking and all that kind of stuff that is available now. They've basically put that into this forged face. So when you hit toe or when you hit heel, it's built so the face is built so you're not losing ball speed and you don't have to hit the center of the club as much, which is also nice. So now miss hits go just as far as center hits, and you're getting help getting the ball in the air through your lower center of gravity.
It's funny because it's a lot of the same concepts, albeit much different look and profile that were in the ZX5 iron.
Yes.
Which was, I believe we spoke. I think we talked ZX5 on here, ZX5 and 7 when Tommy, right?
Yeah, when Tommy was here for sure.
Yeah, and he's loved those irons, and by a lot of those reasons, right? It's he's finding you're not dropping 45 yards because you hit a little off the toe. I said 45. I feel like in my head I said 4 or 5. Wouldn't surprise me at this point. But yeah, he's not getting that 30, 40, 50 yard loss of distance when he hits it off the toe. It's not going as far, of course, by any means, but it's like, so instead of hitting 170 yard shot, he hit 160 yard shot.
Correct.
Or like, it was really bad. It was 155 yards. And it's not like, gear affecting on him or whatever. It's still carrying pretty straight. So I think it's cool to see they're doing the same thing in their super game improvement iron. And they're like, I wouldn't call the ZX5 game improvement, but the next step up, let's just say, in players' ability.
Right.
Yeah.
The next kind of evolution or whatever. But yeah, to your point, they have taken quite a bit of the 5 and 7 technology and moved it into the 4. The biggest difference is that 5 and 7 are forged clubs. These are forged face, hollow body, which again helps with the game or with the super game improvement piece of it. So that's the face. The other piece of it is they have these variable grooves on the club. So what that means is as you get lower, so when you go from 5 to pitching wedge, the grooves get closer together to help grab the ball, produce more spin where you want it and where you need it. So those lower irons, you're going to get more spin and get the ball to check a little bit more on you. But at the same time, the 5 iron, it sends the thing a mile into the air because it's got that low center of gravity and it's really easy to hit. So that will also stop, but mostly because it's falling out of the sky onto the green.
One thing I think, keeping that in mind and how it goes back, but we didn't touch on about the hollow body part is that design has become pretty popular and common, and why the goop, if you will. I don't know what they call their material. That's why I'm calling it goop. Because like people are calling it,
it's a hockey term.
Resin.
It's the goop.
It's TPU. It's this.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
So, but they put this material inside to give a little like support structure to the head of the club, specifically the face. And I remember an Adams iron probably 8 years ago that did this whole hollow body design, and this is before goop. And they put like just this big rubber pad on it, and man, it sounded like you were hitting, and we'll come back to this in more detail, but like you were hitting a fairway wood. And so now they're making these, they have artificial intelligence to make a face as thin as legally possible, which means it's going to flex more and give you better distance, and then that low center of gravity helping you get it up in the air at a faster speed. But if you don't have goop or something in there and it's flexing as much as they do, there's nothing to support that. That thing will just cave in on you, but now they don't. So instead, and you have to think that has to take an impact. It's not like a rock hard substance, right? Sure. It has some flex and give to it. Yeah. So now that face acts like that trampoline for you and shoots the ball off. And that's why these hollow body goop filled irons have been so popular, because now they can structurally support a thin, fast launching iron face, whereas before they can't. Now, maybe Brooks Koepka playing his ZX7s doesn't need that, and he's not looking for that. That's fine. But guys like you who do have this in your bag, you're perfectly fine with a 4-iron easily going 200 yards and getting any extra distance you can out of your irons and forgiveness. So I think that's the importance of like understanding what gains you get out of a hollow body. I mean, it quite literally means more forgiveness, more distance. So I want to touch on that for hollow body and it made me think of it when you're talking about the grooves and how with the longer irons, the ball's still going to jump. Yeah,
for sure. Now let's move to the bottom of the iron. Again, this is something that came from, that's passed down from the 5 and 7, which is that VT sole. So Tommy talked about this as well. Something to help the bottom of the club get through the turf, which is very important to me, as I will be a little heavy sometimes into the ball.
A little heavy-handed, one might say, on the fairways.
But you don't lose as much as you normally would, because it's not going to dig into the ground. It's actually going to help slip through that. So, and that's again part of, it's built into each iron specifically based on, 9 or pitching wedge up to 5 iron. That's why the soles get a little wider to help you get through that turf. So also very helpful for my level of golf.
Right.
Okay. So I think, unless you have anything else to add around the technology, I think that basically covers it.
I think the big thing I want to know is, right, so Cleveland and Srixon, same, let's just say same HQ house, whatever, right? You went to the UHX roughly a year ago.
Yeah, a little over a year ago, probably. Yeah,
and I remember you being pretty jazzed about it.
Yes.
And then the ZX4s have come into your life.
Correct.
In my opinion, and no disrespect to any of the brands being discussed here, the Srixon is a much better looking, on paper better. I would pick the Srixon blindly without testing whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm well aware experience could lead to any decision, but on paper and pictures, everything, man, that ZX4, I'm picking it all day, every day. So I want to know now, Chris, you got to pick UHX ZX4. Where's your head at? Which one do you like? Why? Anything you can tell me. Where are you on that?
Yeah. So I did a shot for shot sort of comparison between pitching wedge, 7-iron, 5-iron. Srixons were certainly longer, probably not by a lot. We're not saying again, the Clevelands are, like you mentioned, I love the UHX irons, really, really did. Srixons might have given me on average, let's say somewhere between 5 to 10 yards, maybe we'll call it 10 yards.
I mean, could that be a, finding the center of the face more, cleaner contact, that kind of a deal?
It could be.
Okay.
Could be. I mean, for the most part. So here's the differences, from the flight scope data, about 10 yards longer with each club, a much more piercing flight, which was interesting. Little bit more ball speed, which would make sense to me. But here's the thing that the Mevo doesn't really measure. If it does, I don't know how. I can't find it anywhere. Dispersion, right? So especially the ZX4 5-iron, that's the one where like it just, the dispersion just got
tightened up
much tighter,
lot, yeah.
much tighter. You know, my 7-iron, I hit my 7-iron pretty well. It's probably, that's, you know, my favorite club in the bag, like so many other players, the one I'm most comfortable with. Pitching wedge is a close second. But yeah, I feel like the forgiveness of the ZX4 really showed in that dispersion in general. So, you know, the spin, I think, I want to say, hold on, I can look at it here. The spin was pretty close. But you know, again, you're not in the 7-iron and 5-iron. That's not really a big deal. You know, you're throwing it in there from, you know, my 7-iron was from 170, you know, with the ZX4. So you're not looking, you're going to hold a green because of the launch angle and things like that. The pitching wedge, what did I get? Probably, looking real quick, just sorry. Maybe 500 RPMs more.
With the Srixon?
Yeah, with the Srixons. So you're getting a little bit more spin. Again, newer irons too, newer faces.
Right.
But yeah, so the Clevelands, there's a reason I love them so much. They are really, really great irons. Right. But the ZX4s are certainly a step up, I think, overall, from a forgiveness perspective, and you get a little bump of distance as well. I mean, hitting a 7-iron from 170 is awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so fantastic for me. And I just to give you an idea, like I think we talked about this before at a 7-iron, I'm swinging roughly 90 to 95 miles per hour to give everyone an idea of what my swing speed is.
Right.
Yeah.
$1 million question, Chris. Are you ready to commit to a change yet? Or do you still need time? Do you still need some considerations?
You know, I think I'm ready for a change. I think I see enough value in the ZX4s to switch over. Not to give away my what's in the bag necessarily, but I wouldn't be surprised if the ZX4s made a home there for the next couple of years, maybe. Had a family. Couple of years. You know.
All right, say I have a family. All right, I'm like, you're a big time golf guy. You got to be switching irons more than every couple of years. You know the rules.
But I don't.
All right, man.
I don't. That's the thing.
All right, I got you. I'll teach you. We'll make sure you do this. We'll figure out. Maybe I can make some space, and you can hit Uncle Chris's corner in the graveyard or the archives. I think we said we're changing it to
archives, right?
And I'm like, oh, that's Chris's section. Yeah, for every other month when he's out here, and he just drops things off in it. Like, oh, do you play? I'm like, no, that's Chris's section.
Right.
I have my own warehouse.
Right. This is Chris's closet, you know.
Yeah, right. Spot him like a few tubes of PVC to just slide them into.
Right. So anyways, that's my take on the ZX4s. Hey, if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. I'm happy to answer. And I will try to do some sort of data-driven video at some point, but you know, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen. I got a lot of stuff to do around here. Okay.
It's really important.
But yeah, that's, really important, I do really, I feel like I probably had a little bias because I do really like the Srixon stuff. And I know that they're like a cousin of Cleveland. And so I'm sure I went in wanting to like them, but they kind of proved themselves even so. Enough to where, you know,
right.
Game them.
Well, there you go. There you have it, folks. All right. Chris, good job with Gear Talk. It's nice having you on this week's Gear Talk.
I hope you enjoyed the week off because I know I usually make you do all the heavy lifting on Gear Talk.
I did. We do have. Well, I'll save it for the plugs, but yeah, we have good gear up this week. But I feel like ZX4s were a good one to talk about. I'm glad you shared your experience with us. Thank you. All right, that's Gear Talk. All right. Good gear talk, Chris. Thank you again. It was enjoyable. Let's see what else we got going on. You're still in listener appreciation month over there at the old golf. I think it's now pronounced Origin Stories. You're still in listener appreciation month. Yeah,
it's true. Yeah. We have one more guest, Rick Moe. And he, awesome dude, big Pearl Jam fan, which is always a bonus. But some of the courses that this dude has played, like he's one of those guys where it's like, you see him on Twitter and you wonder, like, is he retired? Like, did he win the lottery? Like how, cause he's our age, but the dude is all over the country playing some amazing golf courses. So we talk a lot about that, which is fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
What about you at the old DRH HQ?
What else did I need to ask you about? I thought of something, but I forgot. So I'll just answer your question. Speaking of Srixon, we have Tommy's review of the new A6 golf shoe.
Nice.
That went up on Monday. I know a lot of people weren't necessarily they were good shoes, but weren't necessarily the biggest fan of the look of the first A6 golf shoe Srixon did with them. But the second one is pretty neat. So I think people will enjoy it. It's a spikeless shoe. So check that review out. Speaking of shoes, let me do some math here. This comes out roughly, I think, the 27th.
Yes.
Sounds about right.
Right.
What dropped today was a limited edition, 2 different limited edition colorways of the True Linkswear True Knit 2, one of my favorite shoes.
Lots of people's favorite shoes. Yeah.
Like in life,
yes.
Not just golf.
Yes.
Love them. But so we got a post up about that. If you're on the fence, check it out, or just go to truelinkswear.com and order them. Nice, clean, pure white and a nice, clean, pure black version. Very nice.
Cool.
And then one of the most important pieces of gear that people neglect too often, but we got a review up of the not necessarily new, but newer Golf Pride MCC. So they're multi-compound grip. It is half cord, half rubber, +4. That means it has not less taper in it, and it's supposed to simulate adding 4 layers of tape under the bottom hand of the grip.
Interesting.
But it is the MCC 4 or +4 Align version. So it also has a big ridge down the back of it, often called a grip reminder, a spine, a rib, whatever, but has that built in. Really nice grips, if that's your thing. I was thinking about like all the different, grips are super, super subjective, right? But if you're a person that likes all the bells and whistles in a grip, it has cord in it, it has build up in it, it has a reminder in it, it has everything.
Yeah.
Said hockey and pollen, man. Hockey and pollen. So check that review out. I've been I don't have them on my gamers yet, but I have, and I don't know if I will because I really like my other Golf Pride grip on my gamers. But I've been using them for a lot of my testing lately. I mean, rather than just like, okay, great, throw them off to the side. Like I've been using them; they're pretty nice grips. Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe they'll stick around.
Just like a quick production meeting while we're doing this. Yeah. Let's re-rack those grips because either do a Q&A or we'll do a short gear talk on them because I do have questions around some of that, let's say, technology of a grip and why you would want it, why you wouldn't. And I think maybe other people have that question too.
Yeah, that's fair. We could do that. Yeah. We could do a grip show.
Yeah.
A grip showcase.
Let's do a grip show.
That might be a good
grip talk. We'll do grip talk instead of gear talk.
Maybe grip talk is when Chris and I get together in person, we will do a not that range life video about grip talk. We'll see. We'll see. We don't know. We don't know. We're very unpredictable, the two of us. Hey, don't forget about our 500 contest, okay? Subscribe to the channel. Do all the things you're supposed to do. Become part of the family, right? Join the team. Get that golf ball clock. Get it, okay?
You see that?
The LED part is my favorite.
It's awesome.
Is my favorite.
And it's got so many different colors. Look, now it's yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's red. Fantastic. I just broke it.
And you just broke it. You just broke it. And that's you. It's not the clock. I'm familiar with the clock.
Actually, yeah. So it's just a plug. It's fixable.
It's fixable. So don't forget about the contest. And like we say, keep this channel growing so we can keep getting more good contests for all of you people, because we got some good ones lined up.
For the record, it's fixed. Fixed it.
It's fixed.
There you go.
Go to the store. Hey, you don't want to deal with the contest? That's your loss. But you can buy this clock at secondcitygolf.com.
It's true.
You can buy that hat he's wearing. Listen, usually have some good. Oh, here's one again. I think I featured this one already in one of these, but another Driving Range Heroes hat. This is another hat.
That's a good hat. And also, when you buy something from the store, I send you a handwritten note with stickers. So
whether you want it or not.
Oh, that's irrelevant to me. You're getting them.
Right.
So
you're getting it.
Yeah.
All right. Subscribe. Go to the store. Like, bells, everything. You hit that bell so you get Grip Talk. Okay. Grip Talk's coming. That's right. Talk. Never mind the 1,000 contest. Grip Talk. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm really selling our stuff well here. All right, that's Chris McEwen. This is his YouTube channel. Check him out at Golf Origin Stories. Greatest golf podcast on the internet. Just saying. Head over to my site, driverangeheroes.com. Follow us at Range Heroes everywhere. I also do a podcast with our friend Adam Unfiltered.
Right, the second greatest podcast on the internet.
And I don't know about that, but we got a lot of new ideas, and in a lot of ways, I feel like we're let's say starting over at that. It was a lot like this show,
right?
Where it's like, we felt okay, we're going somewhere, and like you start to get the realization, like, hang on, here are the pieces, here's the formula. Oh, okay, need to make some changes here, and we're onto something. I think we have some ideas coming, so
sweet.
Keep checking that out. Like I said, subscribe, please do all these things here. Guys, it's been a pleasure this week. Episode 70. Chris, great to see you as always. We'll see you next week, everybody. Thanks for watching.